Good morning, beautiful people. This is the Mark and Pires Show, the show that never ends. 1,884 days in a row, we're here connecting with you. The show's live at 9 a.m. and after 9 p.m., so please subscribe, turn on all notifications on YouTube, on Rumble, on all platforms. I'm here on TikTok as well. Welcome, TikTok. Join us on YouTube or on Rumble. This show is sponsored by the BeatSeat. The BeatSeat is the only drum in the world for guitar players. It's also the only drum in the world that you can play with your entire body without use of any pedals at all. Check it out at BeatSeat.rocks. If you happen to have a child with autism, you know anybody with a child with autism or Down syndrome, the BeatSeat is also a powerful sensory therapy drum. Like I said, it allows you to play with your entire body while sitting completely upright. But when you play this box with 4 playable panels that's extremely comfortable to sit on, you can hit it wherever you want and it sounds different, and that also feels different. You get this vibrational effect every time you strike it. So check it out, BeatSeat.rocks, and if you order one, we'll build it for you and send it out right here, Fairfield, Connecticut. How's everybody doing out there? I see DM Ryan. I got Main Girl here. Awesome. Mr. Danger. Oh goodness, I came to a conclusion on something, Maine. I think I figured out what happened. Lacal, how are you? User 792 and Tisha over here on TikTok. Welcome to the show. We are here for 1,884 days in a row. This is 5 years in a row every single day, so welcome. If you join us on YouTube, it looks a lot better, it sounds a lot better, so do that. Mark Inspires. We have several news stories for you today. You guys may have seen Bitcoin is up to $57,000, and I wish I had Bitcoin, but it's up, and I think it's poised to go over 60. I think went to 69, I believe, last time before it crashed. Not crashed, but it dropped. I think it was down at 14 or something like that at one point, and we all sat here on the sidelines. So it's up again, 57,000. We'll quickly go over that. And also, if you're a property owner, you have to really keep an eye on your property. This squatter issue is getting out of control. I got a hilarious comedy news story for you today about I'll just give you the preface, OnlyFans model squats at home in California to shoot OnlyFans videos. Oh, we're gonna get into that one. So don't go anywhere, fam and friends. Do me a favor, share this feed. If you can, head over to the YouTube channel as well and join us there. I'm gonna pop the screen on. You get to see these news stories as we scroll them live on YouTube or Rumble or Facebook, wherever you decide to find the show. So, let's see what we got. We have Matt Zabrowski here for a woohoo. We'll get that. We'll make sure we turn on the music. Oh goodness, this song gets me going every day, guys. I wrote it many years ago. It makes me happy.
Something to die for, yeah. Something to live for.
Here we go, Matt Zabrosk. Can we get a woohoo?
Woohoo!
You did it. Guys, when you get one from Zabrowski, now I have this story open here, Bitcoin story. I mean, there's not really much more to say than that. It's up, it's at 57,000, and it's probably gonna go up over 60, you know? I mean, that's basically the story. There's also another one I don't know, it's not political because it's just life. Jacob Rothschild, 87 years old, passed away, famous banking family. Apparently he had kind of cut off from the family years and years ago. So people always assumed he was like one of the guys because he's a baron, like the 4th baron. But he went off and did his own thing. Maybe he found out things that he didn't like, that he wanted to change, and decided to do his own thing so he didn't have his, a stain on his own personal image. Or maybe he was a part of all the other nefarious things we've all heard about. What was interesting is they said that the family has a net worth of $1 billion, and I heard it was more like $1 trillion. So I don't really know. A lot of stuff going on out there, guys. I'm going to move you to the next story because that's basically it. Is Bitcoin going to go up over 60? You guys let me know what you think. And I guess that's basically all we're going to say about it. I don't really care too much. I don't have any. So, but it's up. And if you do have it, then good for you over there, And let me see what we have. Joanne, can you put me on the screen, please? No, Joanne, on the screen, not off the screen. Gosh almighty. Oh. $1 billion. $1 billion. Yes, that's right. Dr. Evil. Guys, look at this story. This is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. Squatter set up at Hollywood Hills home. When police arrive, an OnlyFans model answered. This is great. A vacant multi-million-dollar mansion in the Hollywood Hills played host to a group of squatters earlier this year, including a person who created a fake lease agreement, a woman who claimed to be making content for her OnlyFans page, and a French bulldog. Real estate agents, like me, Emily Randall Smith and her husband Tyler Smith had planned to prepare the home for an open house January 6th when they were met with obvious signs that someone had made themselves very comfortable at home. The security box where the agents had kept their key was broken open and a new mailbox had been placed out front. This lady's crazy. She's making content. All right. Just before Christmas, the couple had shown the property to potential buyers. Then it sat vacant for a few weeks. The home is listed on AirBNB. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you have property on Airbnb, I think this is some sort of weird loophole that these criminals are using, where they're seeing properties that are there that are available, and then they just go squat. And then when someone shows up, they're like, I'm not leaving. And I got a couple stories I pulled up quickly that it's like someone stayed for 500 days. They wouldn't leave when they squatted in someone's home. And it's like, I think you do have to almost go to these rental rights when it comes to someone squatting. Like you can't physically force someone out of the house, I don't think. I don't know. We're going to find out a little bit more, so don't go anywhere. The house is listed on Airbnb. Fully furnished, including kitchenware. Remember, all this detail, is criminal sees this. It's fully furnished, it's got kitchenware. All I have to do is move in, drop my stuff, and start doing OnlyFans scumbag, videos in the background, while I'm cooking cauliflower on the stove. You got the cauliflower thing going on. That's weird. Anyway, on the day she and her husband returned to the home for the open house, they couldn't get inside. Smith peered through the window and spotted a man laying down on a bed in one of the bedrooms. That's when the couple called Los Angeles police. When the officers knocked on the door, however, nobody answered. Officers walked around the property. They used the speaker on their vehicle. Excuse me, scumbag piece of garbage shooting OnlyFans videos inside. This isn't your house. Get the freaking heck out. That's what I would have been saying if I was the police officer, Excuse me. Scumbag bastards inside that have stolen this property for use of stage. You owe $947 per day. We're billing you on the way out, or you're going to jail. That's what I would be doing. I'd be hitting him with the threats. I'm not sure if you hear these messages, but we're out here. You can see the sirens are blaring now. We got the lights, the strobe lights. There's that weird guy down the road that wears the flares. He's out dancing to the strobe lights and and you're in there snapping it out after an OnlyFans scene. Guy's knocked out, banged it out, and then afterwards just had to take a nap. It's like tryptophan when you do an OnlyFans scene, Anyway, the couple summoned the police again. This time, Randall Smith said a woman answered the door. Finally. She napped it. They got into it, It was one of those really cool scenes where 55 people come in and they do a tag teamaroo. Yeah, these people. That house is disgusting now, by the way. Let's see what we got going on, okay? A woman answered the door. She said she was renting a room from a man, and she produced what clearly was a fake-looking agreement. This is not a lease agreement. They said, this is fake. The woman's name was not even on the document. The apparent squatters had stocked up the refrigerator. There was a meal cooking when the police arrived, Randall Smith said. Police helped escort the woman, who was the only person there at the time, out of the home along with her dog. Let's see. She subsequently recorded a nightmare home tour on her phone, including where the dog pooped and peed around the home. Imagine what kind of scumbag piece of garbage OnlyFans model you gotta be. You know, you're there doing a scene and your dog's shitting in the background. And you're just like, just leave it. No, Teddy, don't go clean it up. I need you to tag team in after Pedro over here, you know? So leave the shit over there and like, we'll just have somebody, let's just leave it. We'll leave it for the owners one day when they come back with the triple decker we left upstairs in all of the bathrooms. Oh, goodness. Guys, they recorded a nightmare home tour. I want to see that video. I got to see that video. The bicycle locks in multiple doors, several door openers on the counter as though the interlopers were planning to stay for a long stretch. The squatters also had cut the wiring to the security cameras on the property and set up their own Wi-Fi. This is an advanced system of scumbagness, you know? Like, you're doing it. She had conjectured that the added mailbox dug a hole. New mailbox. Squatters. That was their attempt to receive mail at this address. Randall Smith said the man who created the lease agreement had multiple people staying at the home whose names were listed on the document. All OnlyFans models. You had like all these different age groups and, you know, criteria. This room was for, you know, scumbags. I don't know anything about this stuff, but I'm just trying to make comedy out of it. Anyway, so bottom line, guys. Multiple people staying at the home. Names listed on the document, but none were of the people. None of them were this OnlyFans model that came to the door with their stupid bulldog, French bulldog. Neighbors told the real estate agents that they thought the home was occupied by renters who had thrown multiple parties over the holidays. It just feels like a total violation. This is the owner, by the way. It just feels like a total violation. I always tell people to be close to their neighbors, to have them watch out for your home. Like, I was in San Pedro's and I was having a good time. I'm out there having some champagne and, you know, on the rocks, and then I get a call that someone shit on my floor. I mean, this is a special floor. You know, guys, the house is still listed for sale. Who wants to buy that one? We had a professional cleaner come through every day for a year. That's what you got to tell the eventual buyer. It's been on the market for 4 years, 7 months, 6 days, and 4 hours. We've had someone cleaning it every day since those people shit all over the floor. You got to understand, we weren't here when they were doing that. She was banging it out. Tag team, you know, Teddy was coming in, Pedro, they were doing it. The dog's over there dropping a deuce. Just leave it. Come here, where's Willie? He's up after Pedro, after Teddy. She's pigging it out. You guys watched the video. I remember that house. That's you guys, you know? Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. Where's Bush after 9? Oh, yeah, Mad Jumper. How are you, my friend? Will in the house. I got Helen Gale with me. I love it, guys. And Joanna. Oh, yes. DM Orion. How's that BeatSeat treating you, my friend? Oh, goodness. What else do we have in the news today? That was nuts, though, right? NYU doctor dies after dining at Walt Disney restaurant where waitstaff insisted food was allergen-free. Wow. I mean, these are just like sad stories, you know. Young lady, you know. Her bereaved husband is blaming negligent staffers. Canuck Porn Tagswin, that's a name. Doctor at a prestigious NYU long-gone hospital died suddenly after having dinner at the Raglan Road Irish pub in Disney Springs. Her husband, Jeff Piccolo, has filed a 19-page lawsuit in Orange County, Florida, accusing Walt Disney Parks and Resorts for negligence, noting that Tang Swan made it very clear to the waitstaff that she had a nut and dairy allergy. The staff at the pub insisted that they were able to make allergen-free food. After Tang Swan checked multiple times, Tang Swan ordered broccoli and corn fritters, scallops, and onion rings. You guys know they put, like, milk all over those scallops, right? She said no to dairy. They put the milk on it. It's a batter. Anyway, so that's sad. I feel bad for her. You guys, we read this one yesterday. I'm making a piece of comedy out of it. I will... Stepping back, okay? Noon. That's just 3 hours from now. 2 hours from now. My newest piece of comedy news is premiering. I have to change the title, but bottom line, 180 million year old fossil. No, I'm sorry. 90-year-old fraud. Guy took a rock and he painted it, and then you've got people that have created, thesis and like complete observations on the history of evolution based on this stupid fossil that was fake, that was a fraud. And so we made so much comedy out of it. I actually called the university where this fraudulent fossil has been sitting for the last 90 years, as if it's 180 million years old. I spoke to Helga, and she gave us the inside scoop. So you're going to want to tune in to see that at noon. And then here, this one's coming at you probably. I downloaded it already. I got to start working on it. Camilla Grabska. She was going to get $823,000 claim from her insurance company. They sent the guy out there with the camera. You know they do this. They'll send a detective to follow this scumbag around to see if she's really injured as she says she is. Is she out there picking up milk? Is she out there carrying around the groceries? Is she out there picking up her 5-year-old kid and walking around with him? La-di-da. No. This lady, she's throwing Christmas trees. Oh, tune in for that one too, guys. That one was crazy. Politics. Nope. There we go, lady with her squatters. We did that. Here's the lady who died. We just did that. Uh-oh, here we go. Mark Zuckerchooch was blown away by a visit to Japanese McDonald's. And he joked that it was so good, they should have one in his metaverse. And it should have a Michelin star, he said. Wow, let's see. Look at that. They probably used real beef there. Let's see. Mark Zuckerchooch, some people call him Zuckerdick. Just telling you, you should know. He was blown away. Let's see, same photo. Look, let's just go closer and then hold on. Let's just go a little wider. Oh, there you go. You got it. Hold on, let's do it again. How can we get it? 2 shots of Zuckerdick? No, I'm sorry. Let's just take the same shot, zoom it in. Okay, there we go, alien. Super alien, with a cheeseburger in his hand. That one looks like it has egg on it. Let's see. Zuckerchooch having a great time in Japan and shared a post visiting a Japanese McDonald's. Zuckerdick wants you to understand that he's like a everyday guy. He's not out there, going to like the Wagyu steak McDonald's, Wagyu. No, he's going to McDonald's, but it's just a Japanese version of it. They call it McDonald's, son. Mark Zuckerberg has been enjoying his visit. The Meta CEO is on tour of Asia and accompanying his family on a personal trip to Japan, including a few business meetings at McDonald's, son. Zuckerberg posted pictures on Instagram on Tuesday which showed him visiting a McDonald's, son, in Japan. They had to, they have a couple of machetes. What are they called? The knives. Can't think of it. I'm too tired. This morning show, guys, sometimes I can't get to them, Katana blades to cut your burger in half. So you don't have to eat it in one big, you could cut it with a katana blade. They have them there. Zuckerberg posted pictures on Instagram Tuesday, which showed him visiting McDonald's in Japan. First picture showed Zuckerdick with a pair of Meta smart sunglasses, so he's not even there. He's not even there while he's eating this burger. He's in his own meta world. He's in the metaverse, guys. Guys, look, I'm here with my burger in the metaverse. Doesn't it look so cool in the metaverse? I'm going to eat it in the metaverse. How about you just eat it in reality? We'll all be like, look, there's an alien. But guys, don't worry about it. He's got his Adreno in there as well. They dug it into the, cavities. Let's see. His meal appeared to include fries, chicken McNuggets, 3 burgers, and 2 drinks. He had 2 drinks, guys. He's a hungry boy. There we go. Look at those perfect fries right there. Nothing wrong with that perfect fry, by the way. Nothing wrong. 13 million people follow this Dude, really? Oh my guys, look at me. I'm eating a burger in the metaverse. Yeah, well, okay. Nice jacket. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Zuckerberg captioned this Japanese McDonald's. 10 out of 10. Give these guys a Michelin star. Zuckerberg, you giving out Michelin stars now? Are you at that level? I didn't know. Did you guys know that? Zuckerberg was at that level where he could give out Michelin stars. He's out there.
You know what? I think this is a good enough McDonald's to do a Michelin star. Let me give him the Zuckerdick Michelin star. Here you go.
What a chooch, right? The billionaire had meetings scheduled with Facebook developers on Monday to discuss its large language model Llama and Quest virtual reality headsets. They're still doing the headset thing, guys. They want you out of this real world. They don't want you in this weird real world. I'm sorry, no, we want you in a new world where we control all the, gameplay. You want to go and do something, you got to buy metabucks. Yeah, you're buying metabucks. Don't worry about it. Easily transfers over from your newest digital currency that's controlled by the USDA. Is it USDA? I think that's what meat is, USDA. USD, whatever. You guys know what I meant. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, we're into it over here. Michelin stars are going to Japan to the unbelievable, the most unbelievable, they say, McDonald's Sun in all of Japan. Not all of them have the rating of Sun at the end. Some of them just get McDonald's. You got to get a special, there's a special meeting, there's a special criteria you have to meet in order to get to McDonald's Sun level. So I think what it is that most of those people in Japan just are not hustlers, They're not interested in becoming McDonald's Sun. They just want to be McDonald's. Like, what, just give it to me in the bag. I'll throw it in the friggin', the fryer. I got the chicken nuggets that you made out of sludge or whatever. Let's throw it in there, Only a very few are a McDonald's Sun, within the franchise of McDonald's. You're going to have to look. Zuckerdick can tell you where. I'm sure he'll tell you the address here somewhere. No, of course he didn't. He started jiu-jitsu training and MMA training during the CV1A lockdown and was promoted to a blue belt to go along with his blue check, guys. Zuckerberg's interest in mRNA? Zuckerberg's interest in MMA has grown so much that we have seen every quarter of the UFC fighter Alex Volkanovski's during, what? Oh, he was in the corner of Volkanovski's during recent bout in Anaheim. Where's the picture of Volkanovski with Zuckerchooch? Whatever. We got enough of him. He's got Michelin stars coming out of his Zuckerchooch. I don't know what else we got here, guys. Madonna removes Luther Vandross from AIDS tribute at behest of his estate. Oh, look at that. She's throwing him in. She's just like, we'll put in Luther. They just want to throw Luther in there for the voice, for the vibe, but he's apparently wasn't part of the, complications of autoimmune deficiency syndrome. According to Madonna's representatives, the singer has removed a photo of Luther Vandross from a portion of her celebration tour at the request of her estate. What in the freaking hell is that? Oh, sorry, that's Madonna. During her tour, the singer has paid tribute to famous stars who have died of AIDS with a touching photo montage set to her performance of Live to Tell. Luther Vandross' image was suddenly included on Saturday during the montage at a tour stop in Sacramento, California, which apparently came as a surprise to the late singer's songwriter estate. Luther Vandross passed away in 2005 due to complications from a stroke. Suffered 2 years earlier, a rep told the outlet. While we appreciate Madonna's recognition of those lives lost to AIDS, Luther was never diagnosed with AIDS or the HIV virus. We're not sure where she or her production team received false medical information claiming otherwise. Vandross' estate said it contacted Madonna's management to get the image removed, and her reps have confirmed that it has since been taken out. So, this is just a prime example of fact-checking. Make sure you're not putting Luther on there and when they're, you know, he shouldn't be on there. And what in the freaking hell? Actually, it's not even a bad photo of her. There's the other ones where she's like, she's got the alien face. She and Zucker should be hanging out together. Oh, goodness. I can't. This is a sad story. I'm in a wheelchair and my wife is able-bodied. We have a satisfying sex life and our relationship is equal. Okay. This lady, she's all over the news with her throwing the Christmas tree thing. Paul McCartney has shared... Wait, this could be interesting. Is there something here? The lyrics behind Yesterday. 81-year-old legend opened up about his past, inspired the... Is there actually a story, or is this, I guess, it? Let's see what it says. Interesting. So he lost his mother when he was 14. I didn't know that. That's sad. It's very sad. All right. U.S. Kroger merger may lead to higher prices. I won't say what that says. And Ohtani plays first Dodgers game. How about that? I don't know, guys. What else do we have here? Anything worthwhile? Okay, and I got this. This one we got to get into. A 13-year-old built a death ray using a 2,000-year-old concept from Greek inventor Archimedes. What in the freaking heck did this 13-year-old do? Greek inventor Archimedes supposedly used mirrors to set fire to invading ships. To test the possibility, a middle school student designed an experiment for his science fair. Using light bulbs and mirrors, he created a scaled-down version and found it was possible. Legends about the ingenuity of Greek inventor and mathematician Archimedes were so powerful that for centuries many scholars have believed he was able to use mirrors to set Roman ships alight more than 2,000 years ago. A Canadian middle schooler, Brendan Senior, designed a science fair project to see whether such a feat was possible with a miniature version of the death ray. Oh, Lindsay, thank you so much for your donation. You are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is amazing. Every donation means the world to me. Thank you. It's so kind when I see that. Though he wasn't trying to set anything on fire. And by the way, Lindsay, I owe you a song, so make sure tonight if you come back, I want to play you something. Though he wasn't trying to set anything on fire, he found that his setup, which included heat lamps and mirrors, did significantly increase the temperature of the target. Based on the results of his project, the 13-year-old concluded that Archimedes may have been onto something. If it was scaled up with a strong enough heat source, it would definitely be possible, replicating the siege of Syracuse. Senior first became interested in the famous mathematician after seeing the Archimedes screw in a documentary. He made an earlier science fair project based on that device, which is often used in irrigation. Due to Archimedes being such an amazing inventor, I decided to research more of his inventions. That's when he found the so-called death ray. During the siege of Syracuse between 214 and 212 BC, a Roman general, Marcus Claudius Marcellus, attempted to invade this island of Sicily. A historian in the 12th century wrote that by tilting a kind of mirror toward the sun, Archimedes burned up the whole Roman fleet. The writer, Joannes Zonaras, based the description of an earlier historian's writings from a couple hundred years after the siege. You know what's interesting is that's such a peculiar thing for someone to reference in like a document. I'm there and I see this guy takes this like mirror or whatever and he just like does this weird thing with the sun and then I'm watching ships burn. Like that's That's not like something you just made up. Like, oh yeah, Archimedes is a smart guy. You know, one thing I saw him do once was with this mirror, and he burned a ship. It's like, how did you? Archimedes would have had to been the guy who like made that up and be like, guys, you know what I did once is I turned the mirror, but this guy's like, I saw it. This guy saw it. Historian, tilting. Okay. A historian in the 12th century wrote that by tilting kind of. So this historian wrote this. So it may not have been accurate. All I'm saying is, I've done the mirror trick before myself. Haven't you guys done that? Where you can burn ants with a mirror? Like that whole thing when you were a little kid? I didn't know that was called the death ray by Archimedes. By Archimedes. An infrared thermometer measured the temperature increase each time center added a mirror. With a 100-watt bulb, the first mirror warmed the target by about 46 degrees. Adding a second and third mirror increased the temperature by 38 and 40 degrees, while the fourth mirror raised it by 50 degrees to 128 degrees Fahrenheit. Singer surmised that Archimedes' death ray wasn't impossible if he had used many mirrors and a hotter heat source. So you got to figure if you use the sun and you had like 50 like different mirrors connected like this guy did. Like I want to see a setup. Okay, here we go. So the more mirrors you add, he positioned everything right on the same exact location. And then each time you take this, one's going, one's going, one's going, one's going. And now you have the ability to shoot many, many of the same exact heat source at the same temperature directly at this source. So you're multiplying it. So if you got it up, say the sun put it off at 100 degrees off of the mirror, and then you put 10 in, now you're at 1,000 degrees. What does it take for something to turn into, you know, flames? What's a ignition? Let's see. Ignition point, ignition temperature, wood. Can we just see a simple thing? Come on, man. 482 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's just imagine for a second that Archimedes was able to make one that could multiply the source of energy of the sun each time he put a new mirror in, and he created this kind of what I would say is probably on a more of like a sphere. So when you're positioning it at anything, you're kind of shooting every one of those mirrors at one central point. That's what it seems like to me. 482 degrees seems very possible. Even if you got up to say 600 degrees, 600 or 700 degrees, and you're shooting that directly at. Now, here's the other thing that's going to be interesting, and you'd have to figure out how long does that because you're combining all of that light into one specific point. So how far does that go? How long is that heat sequence run at 482 or 600 from the source? So as you're bouncing off, it's probably the hottest. And then as you go further out, you're going to lose heat. So I'm not sure how the formula would work. I would say if you're shooting things into the ocean, you have to also consider the fact that you have cold water underneath you that's probably bringing the temperature down of your heat source. I don't know. It's something interesting to think about. I would say this guy was smart enough to figure this out, because I'm just thinking you make a sphere, you put tons of these little mirrors on it, and each one of them is a source that multiplies the heat of the sun. I don't know, kind of interesting. I got to tell you, this guy did it. Death Ray, not a legend anymore. This guy's a legend. He's a legend. Look, see? The Rothschild family is worth an estimated $1 billion. Meet the remaining heirs of the legendary dynasty. So what is this like? We see all these conspiracies about how they're worth $1 trillion and they own all this land all over Europe and all the banks. The Rothschild family amassed their fortune from a powerful European banking dynasty. Lord Jacob Rothschild and his wife Serena had 4 children: Hannah, Beth, Emily, and Nat. The family's philanthropy has focused on Jewish charities and arts and culture, having defined several eras of financial history and established banks across Europe. Only Europe? The Rothschild family's impact remains wide-reaching. Following Lord Jacob Rothschild's death at the age of 87, which his foundation announced Monday, the focus now turns to his heirs. with an estimated $1 billion, according to 2023 reports by Sunday Times Rich List. Here are some of the prominent Rothschilds members now at the helm of one of the world's most powerful financial dynasties. Hannah Rothschild. Look at her. She's 61 and doing it. Nate. Look at Nat. Nathaniel. He's 52. He's looking good for a 52. Wait, she's 61. He's 52. I think he just came out of the tanning bed. That's what it looks like to me, right, guys? You got to say, you probably think there's a tanning bed thing going on there, right? Let's see. Nathaniel. Come on. We've got this one, Lynn Forrester de Rothschild. She's 69, married to Sir Evelyn de Rothschild. Was married. He died in 2022, though. Look at this guy, David Mayer de Rothschild. He's 45, youngest child of Jacob Rothschild's cousin, Sir Evelyn de Rothschild, and the second wife of Victoria Leschut. He's an environmental activist and adventurer. He authored the Live Earth Global Warming Survival Handbook. 77 essential skills to stop climate change. Now we know where the agenda came from. This guy right here. I got an idea, guys. Let's turn everybody against each other and against Mother Nature, and let's pretend that we could stop it. Oh, no, sorry, I'm going to jump in my private jet. Dummy. Bette Midler. Sorry, no. Nadine de Rothschild. She's also in it. She's 91? She's 91? No. That photo's got to be from like 1927. What are you kidding me? She's 91? And she's eating mussels? Fra Diavolo! The widow. She is the widow. You have to question it. How do you look that way? Doused in adrenaline, you know? Like you're doing it. You're hanging out with all of them. All those creepers. So $1 bill, guys, not $1 trill. What are your thoughts? Worth $1 trill or $1 bill? You gotta start looking at it for what it is. Oh, goodness. Anything else in the news today? I don't know. FBI analyst describes damage to Alec Baldwin's Rust gun in Armorer criminal trial. So I guess, who's a PAP? What is a PAP? I don't know what a PAP is, but I've seen that referenced a few times. Maybe Bradley Smith can tell me what a PAP is. There we go, Christmas tree tosser. Look at this. An ex-KGB agent says every American that Putin can imprison is an asset that you could trade as Moscow detains a U.S. ballerina. Remember what happened to Griner? They gave away like a really, really dangerous guy. The arms guy. They're like, here you go, give us Griner. We need her. There's a guy there who's like a journalist, and he's been in jail. Like, they didn't give a crap about him. They cared about some basketball player who was bringing pot in a plane. It's a freaking messed up world, guys. Joe Rogan and Kid Rock clash over how I can't talk about anything like that, guys. It's just not right. There's too much out there that's gets you in trouble. So I want to say something real quick I thought was interesting. So here's what happened. I realized this. I was thinking about this morning before the show. AI is taking over YouTube. This is my theory. They just rolled out a whole new look. Did you notice this? Yesterday, a whole new look to YouTube. This morning, I got hey, this is how your channels perform this week, with some sort of analytics thing that is now apparently going to pop up every week and tell me how many people watched my channel, how many people liked, how many people commented. There's a little quiz at the end, little game. Hey, well, how many people liked your comments again? And they give you 4 options. You pick the right one. Good job. So there's this whole new aspect of YouTube that wasn't there until yesterday, and it's now active. And here's what I think this is. It's AI. And what AI, this AI that is controlled, Google AI, I imagine, is controlling everything now on YouTube. And what it has done, because of this is its job, is it's taken the information that YouTube has given it to date, and it's determined who is a threat, who is harmful to the people on YouTube, and it is just deemed everybody that YouTube has forever considered that and just never told anybody. They just put them in a hole or they censored them, and they're just telling everybody now, you're harmful. And so that's what happened. I realized this. It's like I'm being demonetized for harmful content. I'm a positivity, comedy, news, and live music show. So what they've deemed comedy, or what is comedy from years ago, was deemed harmful to their message back then. And now AI, that's taken over all of it, has said, oh, okay, well, this one's a harmful channel. Let's just demonetize it. And it just happened. So now I've appealed it, and hopefully people, right minds, will look at this and say, this is a good show. There's nothing wrong. It's a comedy show in music and positivity. And the past is the past. But yeah, he learned from the guidelines changes. That's the whole point of this. You change your guidelines. It's, can people follow the new guidelines? If they can't, then you okay, demonetize away. But if they're following your guidelines, they're doing everything right by your guidelines, then you are the problem, or it's your new system that's now, and that's what I feared when I saw that this was all going down, that they're going to say anything that had to do with November, has to do with the thing that we all went through for 4 years. If any of that stuff is discussed in a channel at all, you are considered harmful. And every day I was live telling you, I was doing comedy and like making jokes, but I was also saying how things were. And so that's why I've been deemed this, but it's not something I should be surprised about, because they've never let anybody see my show for 5 years and we've always wondered why. It's because YouTube has always deemed me harmful. And now they just kind of unintentionally let it out of the bag. Something's going on my screen. But I think that's what's going on. It's like, oh geez, we've always considered this channel harmful. That's why we don't ever share it with anybody. But now AI came on and they're like, harmful, demonetized. I'm like, what? What's harmful? But it doesn't matter what I question, because I've always questioned what's the problem. What's the problem with this platform? Why don't they share it? And this is the reasoning, is because they consider it. In the back end, the algorithm, YouTube, has always considered the Mark and Spires show, previously Mark Pires Renaissance Man, and previously Mark Pires Real Talk, as harmful messaging, which is a real kick in the freaking balls, you have to ask me. You know, it doesn't make any sense. But that's where, oh, thank you so much, Pamela, for throwing that up there. But yeah, that's what's happened. So now, and again, it's my theory that that's what happened, because it makes no sense that all of a sudden I'm seeing a whole new look to YouTube and it's the same day that I get demonetized. It's like there's something off here. Clearly AI is taking over, and they're now just deeming everything based on the information YouTube put in about these channels, about these different streamers. Oh, this guy's good, this guy's a problem because he says things we don't like. Whatever it is, we've all been put in categories. I always said this, I was like, I've been suppressed, I've been canceled, whatever it is. The proof is that I was just demonetized when my show follows guidelines 100%, exactly the way they ask. So we know that AI is now determining the five years, 1,800 plus days in a row, and it's gone through all of it, and it's heard messages that it can't comprehend is satire, because it's stupid AI, and it's just like, here's information that says these words are the words we're looking for, red flag words, and I'm saying them, but even in a comedic manner, it was then deemed harmful. So that's where we are, and I'm sure this AI has been involved and in control this entire time, but this new iteration of YouTube has, I think, inadvertently allowed everybody to know the way they're really looked at, the way they're viewed by YouTube. I'm viewed by YouTube as harmful. Totally baffles me. And I pray that nobody has ever tuned into my show and been like, I feel threatened or like harmed because what I've just found on this platform. I mean, this is called Mark Inspires. This isn't called Mark burns everything with fires, you know, and that's where I think it's an interesting thing. And like I said, I've always thought perhaps the move is to get the off of this platform completely and go do the show somewhere else. And just say, look, sorry guys, YouTube's never getting my show again, and I'll be live every single day on Rumble or something like this. And that's where I just have to get into it, get entrenched to put my feet in. You know that Rumble has a new live feature where I can go in and it will broadcast to multiple platforms, including X and Facebook. So I don't have to even use the restream anymore. I can go right from Rumble. I may want to try that just to see if they give me some more viewers by doing that. So this is like almost like a fair warning, like YouTube, like you just told me that you think I'm a harmful channel when I'm not a harmful channel. And what we do here is lift people up. And so thank you in a way for adjusting your new look to YouTube so you kind of blurted out the quiet thing out loud. But I want to correct this because this show is only here to lift people up and bring people together. So whoever, if this gets reviewed at all and somebody actually, or AI is reviewing this, look, we evolve not the way you guys think. We evolve as human beings and we learn from our mistakes, but we also learn from the rules and the laws. And sometimes when the rules change and you have to learn the rules, it can be difficult. But when you're doing that, you should reward the people that do it correctly. And so all I would say to you is my aim here is to just bring you funny news stories that have nothing to do with politics or medicine. Okay? That's it. There's nothing offhanded here. There's nothing controversial about breaking news stories. Nothing. But I'll tell you, they won't be political. They won't be anything to do with the medical industry. They're just going to be funny stories about whatever's happening day to day. And as a company that started based on expression, video expression, and saying how you feel, that's the news? Now you're getting to the point you're calling news channels harmful? Like now we got a real freaking issue here. You know, like what are we talking about here with the Twilight Zone stuff? So search your heart and soul, whoever's in charge over there. You should never be categorizing channels that are doing the right thing as harmful. It just makes no sense. But nothing makes sense in 2024, so. Yeah, oh, so true, Helen. I always joked that the fact checkers are the ones, they're hired by them. It's like, it's the same people who were the fake news are now the fake news, but in reverse. It's like, oh, we have to get the fact checkers to check it. You mean the people that lied, get them to check it? Oh, yeah, just do that. That's a good one. I used to joke, I'd say that whenever I would scroll and I'd see fact check, I would specifically not read it. I would only read things that weren't fact checked. Oh no, I'm sorry, vice versa. I would only read things that were fact checked because I know they were right, they were true. If there's a fact check underneath it, I'm like, I gotta read that story, there's something true there because they wouldn't have fact checked it. And not everything is true, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of stuff that they fact check and I'm like, yep, glad I read that one. And the stuff that's not, it's like, they really want you to get that stuff, you know? So they're trying to hide you from the truth. And then like the stuff that they really want to broadcast, they just put it out there and there's no fact checks. It's just there. And you're like, okay, you don't see the issue with this? You should fact check it all then. Oh, this has been fact checked as accurate. You know, but they don't. They only fact check the stuff that seems controversial or someone's got a theory that actually is not it's not a conspiracy. It's just actually a theory. I mean, these things that we're dealing with are a higher level. I don't think we can change any of it. What we have to do is try to remain on a higher level, positively in the moment with some comedy and whatever else we're doing with some news stories. I don't know. I'm just trying my best to stay above all the craziness in this world, guys. So, Willy Wonka-style chocolate experience advertised with AI images turned out to be an absolute shambles. Again, AI, people are really trying to do this thing a little too quickly, and we're going to have a Terminator situation take place. I mean, I don't think people realize that happened. Schwarzenegger. You wonder why people want to go right to another Schwarzenegger movie. I think we had enough of the Terminator series. You guys want another one? Let's do it again. But the special effects are so much better in 2024, Mark. You are special. Like, we can't control. We can't control what we can't control. Just like me, I can't control how people see the show. I can't control how YouTube sees the show. I can only control myself and I'm going to continue to do the right thing every day, which is just show up here and try to make you guys laugh and play some music for you. Last night we wrote 2 awesome songs. I got to change the title. Oh, what a freaking show. We did it again. Every day, guys, 9 a.m. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. 1,884 days in a row, which is stupid. It really is stupid. Especially when you're like dealing with these people, with these crazy, crazy people that are making these rules that no one can follow. BDP, Harvey, aka Viper, my friend. I got Helen Gale Townsend, Pamela Swan, Rob Rubin, my brother. Good to see you. We have to have a chat with Rob one of these days. Of course, it can't be on this crap form. It has to be on a normal crap platform. Maybe Rumble. You know, it's funny. Someone said Patreon does like private streaming and stuff like that. Like I have a Patreon. Trish actually supports me on Patreon. Like that would be interesting too. Maybe, and not just a totally private show, but something where we can go there and speak our minds, and I can do my impressions. I could do all of them. I could do Trump. I could do Biden. I could do whatever, because we're on our own private server. That would be the way to do that. You know, because right now I am working with my freaking hands tied, and that's what bothers me most about the demonetization, because I'm like, I'm already working with my hands tied by coming out here and doing a comedy news show that's only about everything but politics and about what's going on in the medical world. Like, those are interesting and funny stories. Also, lots of stuff that you should be kind of keeping people in the loop on. You can't do it anymore on YouTube. That's frightening. That I can't even tell you if there's a new, you know, advancement in, like, I can't even say words anymore. It's weird. I do, BDP. I have Patreon. I think everything should be on my link tree. Let me give you guys the link tree in case you've never seen that before. It's just basically most of or all my links should be there. They may or may not be. I think that's it. Linktree.markpires/markpires. It's pretty simple. So I appreciate the support. Really, really awesome. Amazing. And again, I just want to say thank you. Lindsay gave me a donation earlier. Very, very kind of you, Lindsay. You're awesome. And like I said, later on, I plan to play you a song. So make sure you join. The link doesn't work. Uh-oh. Let me see. Maybe I got that wrong. Linktree. PREE/. Did I do that wrong? I think it should be this. No? Try that one more time. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, that worked. So at least we're up and running on that. That has all the links. And I will be back. Guys, remember noon. Let me give you the link real quick. It's actually, if you stick here on the chat at the end to say goodbye to each other, you're going to see the 12 o'clock premiere pop up. And like I said, this is some crazy stuff that we're doing. It is called 280 million year old fossil fraud. I'm going to change the name of this one. I just have to figure out what the name is. Let's see. Yeah. 280 million year old fossil fraud. And it needs some love. So let me give this to you. There we go. I'll be in the chat. That's just an hour and a half from now. And then I should be vertical with you again sometime today just to say hello for a few minutes, and maybe up my listing. And then tonight, craziness. Total craziness. Yes. Rob, that's what we get. That's it. They pulled down a bunch of old stuff. I had Mariam Hanane on here for like a bunch of visits. They started erasing all the old conversations we had. I said to them, erase whatever the freak you want, just leave me alone. Whatever you consider to be harmful, just erase. This show going forward is this. So allow me to potentially make $1 or $2, and don't cut my hands in this for no reason because of AI or whatever it is. I don't know if it's AI. I just think that seems very, the timing seems a little weird. Let me know what you think about that. So, later. Can I find the outro here? Usually I have my buttons there. I don't know. Hilly Billy, my brother. Yeah, see, there you go, Haley. That's what I said. They took that was like 4 years ago, the one with the Miriam, 2019. 2 or 3 pieces from back then. I'm like, take it all down, I don't give a crap. I just have 4,100. I can't go through 4,100 pieces of content to figure out what I said. You do it. You've got the AI anyway. Just do it. Just don't hold us accountable. We're all trying to follow the rules. Your new crazy rules. Love you guys.